Welcome to the American Institute of Healthcare Professionals video on facing bullying and shaming. And this is part of our behavioral health series where we look at various mental health issues and how to better understand the psychology as well as the counseling behind it. Bullying and shaming, though, is an important topic. Bullying itself is a misuse of power, control, or status, and it's used to humiliate, manipulate, hurt, or weaken others. It could be verbal, it could be emotional, it could be physical. It can also be in person or online. It can occur within any age or relationship, and it can also occur with any type of institution, academic, professional, or home. So it's a universal human experience, unfortunately. It's recently become more of a national issue due to the ramifications of school and professional shootings as the bullied react in negative ways. Hence, because of this, there needs to be a zero tolerance for any form of bullying, harassment, or shaming in any academic, professional, or social settings in themselves. And looking at the profile, though, of the psychology of the bully versus that of the bullied, I think most or some victims at least find themselves in situations where they are overpowered and they do not have the resources or the support to fend off the verbal or physical assaults. When we look at the bully themselves, they are usually victims of past bullying and they carry on this negative learned behavior. Many have distorted social views and lack basic civil skills in communication and interaction and the ability to share with others. Some bullies act out of envy or out of resources, lack of resources, and they look to take the resources from others because they don't have as many. And because they have a position of power, whether it's physical or whether it is emotional or whether it's financial, whatever power they have over the individual, they will use to be able to get what they need. Some bullies also have anger issues and other mental pathologies that push them forward. Some bullying also is collective. It's not always singular. It could be a group of individuals that bully and prey upon an individual. Now, again, because the bullied are usually at a mismatch physically, socially, or emotionally, they can be exploited. And the bully or the shamer will look to exploit that and to use it to their ability to get what they want or what they need in themselves. It's important to note, though, that the bullied are never the ones at fault. Although they might have special mental issues that make one more prone to being bullied, it's never the bullied's fault. And it's important to remind them that it's not their fault why they are being bullied. But because of whatever, they're more easily, through fear, shame, or coercion, manipulated by the bully to do what the bully wants them to do. It's important to note that many of these victims do not have social support. They have low self-esteem, they might have been abused in the past, and they don't have the mental strength at the moment to fight back. So, because of this, many bullies look for injured, isolated, and alone victims that fit that particular profile. So that's a little bit on the psychology behind a bully and the bullied themselves. But what are some of the emotional damages that we see at the individual level because of bullying or shaming in itself, whether it's verbal or whether it's physical? And in these cases, we see a lot of mental issues that might already exist get amplified. If an individual has high anxiety, if an individual has low self-esteem, if an individual is going through depression, these can be amplified. If they're dealing with various eating disorders or body dysmorphia, the negative effect of shaming and mockery and jokes can lead an individual to extreme reactions. This in turn leads to negative and maladaptive coping when it comes to drugs or alcohol or various substance abuses. It can also lead to social isolation and withdrawal from other events to avoid the bullying. And it can also lead sometimes to a fatal conclusion, whether it's for the bullied individual or the bully himself. in which case, in many institutions, shootings occur, unfortunately, where violence occurs, where someone is truly physically harmed or killed. And this can also be the case on a singular level where the bullied finally, due to depression and anxiety, commits the ultimate act of suicide. And this happens many times with individuals who face bullying and don't have any resources or support or types of positive coping strategies to deal with the particular situation. Because of that, it's so important to stop bullying. It's incredibly important because of the ramifications at the individual and as well as at the social level. Bystanders can no longer merely watch and hope that the bullying ends. They need to interject. They need to stop. And if one physically can't do so, then it's important that they at least report it and find help from appropriate authorities to stop the bullying. Bullying and shaming also need to be condemned and seen as a social taboo at a very young age. Parents and schools need to instill within individuals that bullying is not appropriate, that it is something that is bad, and that it is not acceptable in any shape or form, and that it will meet consequences and reprimand for it. Counselors sometimes are the final voice for the bullied. They're able to stand up and facilitate change and advocacy for the bully. Through empathetic listening and empowering talk, counselors can help the bullied again feel seen and heard. Counselors can help with the anxiety, to the depression, the self-esteem issues, and also incorporate better practices of coping instead of the negative coping that we sometimes see. Because of the fact that counselors are helping these individuals look for positive outlets through self-care and other ways to find justice, the bullied finds hope instead of despair. So counselors in many ways are the final line of defense. They are the support systems for the bullied to find justice. And in that way, the counselor needs to become an advocate for the bullied themselves. We are AIHCP. We offer various behavioral certification programs such as crisis intervention, grief counseling, and stress management. Please check those out. There's the link below. The number is 330-652-7776. And the email is info@aihcp.org. I'd like to thank you for listening and also have a good day.